There was a time when you wanted a shot at a better life, you had to move to Manila. It seemed like no matter how skilled you were, no matter how hardworking you were, your chances were limited by where you were born or where you live. Most people don't lack talent, they just didn't have access to opportunities, and so you had to move. That's where the big universities are, that's where the big companies are, that's where most high-paying jobs were. But not everyone wants to leave the comforts of home for Manila. Not everyone wants to move to a place that never slows down. Not everyone can just easily pack up their lives and move. Moving isn't easy. And even if they're willing, even if they're ready, it's a long shot that comes with real risks, and it can feel like everything's working against you. That used to be the only way, but now things are starting to change. Filipinos are discovering smarter ways to earn. You'll see Filipinos selling all types of things on TikTok Live, grocery bundles, curated second-hand vintage items, skincare sets, basically anything they can flip or promote with charm and hustle. Some are content creators selling digital products such as Notion templates, Lightroom presets, online courses, or ebooks. A lot of our nurses, most of whom are overworked and underpaid here in the Philippines, they're making good use of their medical backgrounds, being hired as virtual assistants for doctors abroad. There are specific jobs that don't require you to clock in on a specific time period, and so some don't even leave their corporate jobs. They just take on freelance projects. People can start out at the $5 per hour range, but nowadays, it's common to see jobs at the $7 per hour range. But if you're really good at what you're doing, you can go as high as $15 per hour sometimes. What's amazing is that you really see the hunger and drive of a lot of Filipino freelancers. Most of them just won't settle for one role. If their schedules can handle it, they'll pick on more. And if they land project-based gigs instead of hourly ones, it's not unusual to see monthly incomes reach 80,000 to around 150,000 per month, sometimes even more. And when momentum builds, it's not uncommon to hear stories of freelancers who land at one client. And bit by bit, the projects stack up and they can't do it all alone anymore. So they reach out to friends, hire people they trust, and slowly build this crew around them. And just like that, what started as a one-person freelance solo gig becomes a full-blown business that can offer more services to bigger clients halfway across the world. A few years ago, most small businesses only focused on selling within their city, within their province, and basically within their reach. And that made sense. Handling orders and deliveries outside your area was already tough enough, but one of the biggest headaches? Payments. Whether it was trying to get paid from clients overseas or settling invoices from suppliers, the process was slow, expensive, and frustratingly outdated. There was a time when you needed to open local bank accounts in foreign countries, and that was just too complicated for people. The systems in place just weren't built for local businesses who wanted to reach clients and suppliers abroad. Take Hannah, for example. She runs operations for a growing company based here in Iloilo. They hire locally and work with clients abroad. And back in the early days when they were still gaining traction, cash flow was tight. So when payments got delayed even by a week or two, it would put serious pressure on the business. Another example is Marvin. He runs 2 online stores with most of his customers coming from the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. He would have to go through the rigorous processes just to send the payment. It wasn't sustainable, especially for someone who's trying to scale fast in the world of e-commerce. They had the skills, they had the clients, they had the demand. But when it came to payments, it just felt like it was harder than it needed to be. Eventually, they all hit the same breaking point. They're all like, there has to be a better way to do this. And that's why they switched to Payoneer. Payoneer gives them the tools to take that leap with confidence. With tools like Payoneer, going global isn't just for big players anymore. And small and medium businesses in the Philippines are proving that every single day. Payoneer is a New York-based company started in 2005. And the reason why it was started was because they saw this exact problem that all of us in emerging markets, including the Philippines, have been dealing with. Just like here in the Philippines, there are so many brilliant, creative, and motivated people who just could not get paid the right amount for the work they're doing. Payments would take weeks to come through, the fees were high, and managing different currencies only added to the stress. And that's really why Payoneer was created. To give people like us, freelancers, business owners, and entrepreneurs in places like the Philippines, the tools to actually compete, to go global without all the other headaches. Payoneer grew fast, and the reason is simple. There was a real need. People all over the world were facing the same thing. And it wasn't just these talented people who were frustrated. On the other side, companies in America, in Europe, in Asia, they were running into roadblocks too. And they knew that there was this untapped pool of talent that could help them. Not only that, they also wanted to work with manufacturers and suppliers across the world. But the problem was always the same. Sending payments across borders was a mess. That's the gap Payoneer stepped in to fill. One perfect example comes from Marla, the CEO of Animation Vertigo. For the past 20 years, her studio has worked with some of the biggest AAA games and global ad campaigns, with clients from North America, the UK, and Japan. But her biggest challenge early on, getting paid fast. That's why she switched to Payoneer. Once she switched to Payoneer, she was able to seamlessly get paid for her services. And as her studio scaled, Payoneer kept up. It's not just for small teams, it's built for the big leagues too. Whether you're just starting out or scaling up, Payoneer's built to grow with you. And remember Hannah, whose company struggled with the delays from other payment solutions? Onboarding with Payoneer helped her overcome the challenges of scaling a growing business. And for Marvin, the guy who ran a couple of e-commerce stores, Payoneer simplified his global business transactions so that he can stay in control of his finances. If you zoom out, you can see that this wasn't a local pain point. It was a global gap waiting to be solved. And that's exactly why Payoneer grew as fast as it did. They didn't just build a product, they built a solution to a global problem. Today, Payoneer is used in over 190 plus countries and territories. What started out as one solution to one problem became a platform that helps people all over the world do business globally without the barriers that used to hold them back. So now that you know where Payoneer came from and why it was created, let's talk about how you can actually use it to your advantage. So in this next part, I'm gonna walk you through how you can sign up for Payoneer. I'm currently signing up using my phone via Payoneer's app, but you can also go through the same process on your computer by visiting Payoneer's website. But before that, I wanted to share that Payoneer currently has a promo. This is for all new users. If you sign up for Payoneer from today up to November 15, you can get $40 cash back when you hit $4,000 in outgoing payments within your first 90 days. So let's say you made an account on the last day of the promo, which is November 15, you're still eligible for the cashback if you reach the $4,000 outgoing transactions target by Feb 13, 2026. So if you've been thinking about it, this is a pretty good time to make the switch. But you have to hurry because it's only available to the first 1,500 signups. You can see the full terms and conditions in the link in the description. Okay, now let me walk you through how you can use Payoneer. Download the Payoneer app and open it. Now, if you don't have an account yet, just press register. It'll then ask you whether you're going to be using Payoneer for a business you're running, or if you're working for a company that's registered, or if you're going solo and running an unregistered business. Select your country of origin, select which one applies to you, then select what you're probably going to be using Payoneer for. Once that's done, you'll need to fill out this form. You're gonna need to use the name you use for your bank account, so don't use any nicknames. You'll need to share your birth date, address, email, mobile number. You'll also need a valid ID that includes a photo, address, and date of birth because you won't be able to proceed without it, so it'll be quite important. It could be your passport, driver's license, national ID, SSS. Once you're done with the registration, you'll get this email saying that your application will be reviewed within 3 business days. And once that's approved, you'll get this email, now allowing you to sign in. So just open the app and sign in. Now let's take a look at the dashboard. Now, if you want to get paid, press Actions and then Request Payment. Then enter the email address of the payer. Fill up all the necessary details such as the amount, currency, and click Next. And that's it. That payment request will be sent. Oh, and about the fees, they don't hide them. Just open your account, press your name, and go to Fees. And everything's laid out for you. You get to see what the real-time fees are. So just take note that I took a video of this on August 21, 2025 at 11 a.m. and they may have changed since then. Check out this link for the most updated fees. Once you have Payoneer set up, you'll find that going global feels a lot more doable. You'll have a tool that helps you focus on what really matters. Building your business, growing your career, and reaching people beyond your local market. So if you're ready to take your work beyond borders and make the most of opportunities out there, give Payoneer a try. The tools are here. The world is open. Now it's just about how you use them.